Hi, Rachel here with Romantasy Illustrated, and I also have Andrew here. What is your say your social media ads for the peoples?
So on TikTok I'm Tong, but not book as in B-O-O-K. It's B-U-K-T-O-K-T-O-N-G. I'm sorry. And on Instagram I'm Andy_Tong.
Cool.
That's all I have.
That's all you have.
That's all.
I just want to start off with what has your weekend been like here at the Faye Ball, and then how has been your first fantasy event that you've attended?
Has it been my first?
Yes.
So technically it hasn't been my first fantasy event, or book event at least. I was invited to Readers Take Denver this year, but just through a friend who's an audio narrator. And I was just like the line guard, so I made sure they had their line formation.
Yes.
It was crazy attendant. But I didn't dress up or go to any of the dances there, so this is like the first one that was like, okay, we're gonna get dressed up, we're gonna go have a dance, we'll have a good time. Experience so far has been 10 out of 10. I have had a ton of fun. This is the first time I've met people that I've talked to online for the past 2 or 3 years in person.
Okay.
So meeting them in person has been a ton of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What made you accept coming here and being an influencer?
It was Kaven.
Okay.
If you guys know who Kaven is. I had told her that the Faye Ball invited me in Colorado. And I was like, oh, no, I don't want to go. I don't know anyone that's going. And I don't want to just like be by myself. So she was like, we're going to the one in Austin. I'm going to message Ashley and she's going to message you.
Oh.
So they kind of made it happen for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the bookish community?
So 2 years ago, it was after COVID. I wasn't even a part of the COVID wave.
Okay.
I had just finished Sarah J. Maas's second Crescent City book. What's it called?
House of Breath and Sky and Breath.
House of Sky and Breath.
Sky and Breath.
And if you haven't read it, I won't give it away, but there's a big situation that happens at the end of the book, and I was like, I don't know anyone who's read this, and I need to talk about it with somebody. So just off cuff, I made a TikTok, posted a video, and then people watched it, and I don't know why, but they did.
That's what started your social. That's what started your content creation.
Yeah, that was my intro to everything. I was just like, well, I'll post it and see if anyone wants to talk about it. And then people were like, oh my god, let's talk about it. And from there, I continued reading Sarah J. Maas's books because I had only read Aquatar by then.
So you read Aquatar before you read.
I actually read.
No, yes. Please tell me what your first book.
I read Crescent City. This is crazy.
Okay.
I wasn't reading at all, and
Okay.
I picked up my phone and I was like, I really just want to start reading again. So I downloaded the first Crescent City book, and I thought it was a one-off. I had no idea who Sarah J. Maas was. I swear on my life, had no idea who she was. I listened to that book and I was like, wow, that was such a good book. What else has she written? And so then I got into Aquatar, went back to the sequel, and then after that I read Thorny Lives. It was crazy.
That's
I didn't have the same
reading experience,
that everyone else.
Because I was
had
going to ask you what your
at the
first one jumping in for Sarah J. Maas was, and
yeah.
usually it's Aquatar.
Yeah.
Usually Aquatar is what started people's reading journey.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's Crescent City, which is arguably
They interrupted us for
We are
nothing.
safe.
I'm still
Hey,
recording.
Just want to let you know you're safe.
JK.
Just checking in on you. And we're doing it again. I'm still recording.
Twice.
I didn't know we were not supposed to be having normal activities.
Yeah, were we supposed to be like on edge? Like
we're supposed to be in lockdown mode.
Literally.
usually you tell us like before,
Yeah.
not
After
afterwards.
everything's fine.
After everything's fine.
Actually, you've been in danger this whole time, but you're fine now. Anyway,
Anyways, back
I'll be
to
quiet
the
now.
interview.
Yeah. I will say, we were talking about Sarah J. Maas.
Yes.
Throne of Glass by far is her best series.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
My hands sweating.
That-
Oh, I don't know what we're doing, but yes. Throw in Glass is my favorite. Who's your favorite character?
Dorian.
Yeah? You're
Yeah.
Dorian boy?
10 out of 10 Dorian. But there's a lot of Kale haters out there, and I love Kale. He's a close second. He's one of my favorite characters, and I know people hate him.
Did you like Tower of Dawn though?
I love the Tower of Dawn.
Allison's stuck on Tower of Dawn right now.
Book. Allison, get into it.
Not me saying that it was boring just yesterday.
So
we talked about it for
good.
like 45 minutes and how boring it was
I'm
just yesterday.
only like 20% through, so
Get to like 40, 50%, and then you'll be
It
like,
finally
okay,
picks up.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. But
Don't like that opinion.
don't like that one. Yes. Okay. So that How I Met You was because of Katie saying, she had told me like 2 days ago, hey, there's some dude here that I sent a Zodiac Academy shirt to, and then meeting you last night saying,
yes,
oh my
yes,
god, you're the
yes.
ZA boy.
Yes.
So how did you get in Zodiac Academy, and what has your reading journey with that been?
I actually don't know why I picked up Zodiac. It probably was TikTok. At some point I had run across a video. But I read the first and second book and I was like, I really don't know if this is for me because there's, trigger warning, a lot of bullying in the first books, and I was like, this isn't really my style. It kind of makes me feel uncomfy. So I stopped reading after the second book, and then I saw it again on TikTok, and I was like, okay, I'll pick up the third book and try again. And in the third book, that's when things kind of start to get a little less intense with the bullying, and the story really starts to expand. And I love the Twisted Sisters because of how much pain they leave you in for almost every single book you read. So by the time you get to the end, you're like, well, I can't stop there because that was devastating. I have to read what happens next.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened.
Do you have a favorite characters or something that you really relate to from Zodiac? Or anything in general, like
I love everything about it. I love that it's like adult Avatar The Last Airbender. That's the vibe it gives me.
yeah.
You know, like everyone's slinging powers around. They have amazing fight scenes. And I do love the Celestial Heirs. Even though they were major DD bags at the beginning of the book, I think they're really cool characters. And I like how they have so many characters that you meet throughout the book.
Great character arcs.
But you get to follow all of them along, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. Like they're slowly introduced, you slowly get to know them, and it really builds up the story as you get to the end. And I love that when you meet everybody, and then by the end you're like, well, what happened to them? And what happened to them? And
Yeah.
It really wraps it up well in the last book.
They did. 10 out of 10.
10
You're the only other person I know who's finished it
Are you guys
completely.
gonna post this?
I will.
Okay, if you
Yeah.
didn't like that they wrote another book, you will catch these hands because I wish they
Both
would have
of
wrote a
our heads.
10th one.
I need it not to end. Need it not to end. So, bookish opinions. Who do you have any of like your like book boyfriends, book girlfriends? Like, who are some of your like soul characters
Oh
from
my god.
any world?
Manon
Yes.
is
I'm
my
wearing
book
Manon.
girlfriend.
I'm not wearing her.
But Manon and Dorian, I would marry both of them. We could be a couple.
You could be a throuple.
They're the loves of my life, honestly. I don't have any others off the top of my head though.
Really?
I love. Have you guys read the Empire of the Dam series?
I don't think so.
I love those books by J. Kristoff. I love the character Aaron, and I love the main character, who I can't remember, De Leon.
I love something I can't remember.
I love those books though. Definitely read them. They have amazing characters in them.
Okay. What's like a go-to book trope for you?
I am hardcore just fantasy or romantasy.
Okay.
I can get into historical fiction if they do it right and there's a little bit of mystery and fantasy in it, but I really have worked my way out of every other
Others.
genre. Yeah. If
That's
it's
a lot.
not fantasy, I don't know if I even really want to read it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I need to be able to escape into a different world, and that has nothing to do with where I'm living,
Real
what
life.
I'm doing in real life. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think events has been that for you as well? Having, being able to attend them and seeing other people going to events?
This event has been exactly that. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm in a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Just like the positivity and creativity and motivation that everyone has is so inspiring to me. So I feel like just sitting with them, I'm like, I am absorbing this energy into myself and I can do this as well, or I can be whatever I want to be.
That's true.
So it's very inspiring to me.
I feel like
space
it's
like
a safe space too.
yes,
You're
it
with
is.
everybody.
There's no judgment. People just love each other.
Yes.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah, we may not have the same opinions about Kale, but but we have the
But you
same
know what?
love for books.
Yes, you can have different opinions, but as long as you share them and you disagree and you still love each other.
Yes.
Like that's what it's about. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is on your TBR? Anything you're excited about? Okay.
I have told Lynn Moore 150 times that I'm going to read One Dark Window. So is that what it's called?
Oh yes.
It's at the top of my list. He tells me to read it every time I see him. I'm reading Kaven's books right now. I'm in the middle of hers, and I want to read the other two so that I can read her last one when it's ready.
Great. I thought she had one out.
She has A Fallen Sword, which is
Yeah.
the D&D one,
Yes.
and then A Forbidden Fate. I
Okay.
called it Forgotten last time. I said it's Forbidden. And a sequel to that one, and
Okay.
she's writing the third one in that series.
Oh, okay.
So I want to read all of her books. Amber's book comes out next May. I want to read it.
Yes. Did you know that's gonna be 7 books? Just pause.
Yes!
I had a whole chat with her about it, and she
Yeah.
kept hitting me with spoilers
Yeah.
and snoops.
Yep, and she's like, oh, but I finished the 4th book, but I'm kind of partially already done with 6 and 7.
Yeah, and she's like,
I don't
have
know
the
where to
titles for
go.
them, and I'm like,
Yeah,
stop telling me that the best quote of the entire series is in book 6, and I'm
on book
I'm
3. Yeah, Yeah.
You mean that
She's a
we're
savage.
only this far up the mountain?
and
Oh,
she likes to bring us that thing.
she does, but I love it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate the
I
pain.
appreciate the pain. It helps me grow.
Absolutely. I do want to read Samantha Ferrand's book as well. Ferrand. And then I know Maggie is writing a book. She's only a third of the way in, but I want to read that one at some point too.
That's amazing.
And so my TBR, endless.
Always.
Never ending. There's 100,000 books that I didn't even list, so.
Valid.
How about yourself?
Ooh. I have to read Hannah's. I started it last
I
night.
haven't read Hannah's either, yeah.
I started it last night because I was like, I feel fake. I'm giving an interview to you, and I haven't read this. So I started it last night. I got 3 pages in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At 3
Nice!
a.m.
3 pages at 3 a.m.
3
is better
pages
than
in
0.
at 3 a.m. So I gotta get through those ASAP. Apparently, there's a new Zodiac coming out that I don't even know about.
Yes, I feel like it's called Evermore, Ever After, or I could have made that. Don't put that in there.
Don't quote
Cut
that.
that.
No.
Cut that. I don't know what
That's
it's
Taylor
called.
Swift.
Whatever that is, I have to be really excited about that.
I'll send you a picture of it when I get home.
Please do. I need to know what it is.
Absolutely.
Also, my TBR is endless. I restarted Haunting Adeline.
I've heard great things and terrible things, so I just decided never to read it.
I started it like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
2 years ago, and I had to put it down. And I was like, not for me. But then I started reading dark romance, and so I think I've read enough, like Rena Kent, that I was like, I'll try it again. So that's something I'm going to attempt.
Yeah.
We're going to see. But I try to sprinkle like just regular romance and
Something a little light, and
yeah,
a little dark.
and
Yeah.
then I need to get back into the light. So
Yeah.
and then there's also Once Upon a Time, Shadow and Bone. I saw it.
Okay, yep. I was told to read The Ravenhood. The one that
Shadow and
spins off of Shadow and Bone?
the
Raven
Crows,
Brother-
yeah.
The Crows, yeah. I've heard.
Which is why she would yell at us. It's her favorite series with Kaz. I know that.
Yeah.
I just saw her fight. She'd be like, read it. She's been telling me forever.
Yeah.
She always says. What does the bookish community mean to you?
Well, even more now, it's literally like the panel that they call Found Family. I feel like I have just met friends that I should have known my entire life
Yeah.
this weekend. So it's crazy to get onto an app and post a video and not know anybody, and then suddenly have all these people with the same interests or have read the same things as you, and then like you're just suddenly best friends.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to me because I think as we get older as an adult, it's so much harder to make friends because little kids will just walk up to each other and be like, "Do you want to be friends?" And they'll be like, "Sure."
Yeah. Now we're besties.
Yeah, so it's weird as an adult to be almost 30 and be like, "No, I just made a ton of new friends this weekend through
Yeah.
TikTok or through the book community." So it's friendship, it's love, it's joy,
It's all the things
it's
we
all the
need.
things.
The things we need, but centered around books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anything exciting, content creation-wise, events that you have coming up?
No. Ashley Hazelwood, who is running the Faye Ball,
Yeah.
told me she also does another one, and she was like, "We're doing another one. We want all you to come, so we'll let you know when that happens." So
The Gowns and Gauntlets one?
I don't know when it is, what
Okay.
it is, what it's
Okay.
called, but she was like, "We'll let you know." And
We'll
I was
let you
like,
know.
Yes,
Said,
ma'am, I'll be there.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say from Allison and I, you have an open invite to any of our events that we do. Like, please
Absolutely.
come.
Yes.
We would love to
I've
have
heard,
you.
based on last night, I heard amazing things about your events.
Thanks.
Mhm.
But yes, thank you so much for sitting down, talking.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, I forgot to ask you the most important question. What is it like being a male in this community surrounded by women? That was the whole point.
It's
of this.
amazing. I love every second of it.
Because you're surrounded by women.
Well, I'm
or...
just surrounded by women all day. Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's the best thing.
No, I don't feel uncomfortable with that at all. I just feel like, I mean, if we vibe and we can be friends and we have the same opinions and thoughts and we're, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great group to be around.
And
And
you
there's a couple
encourage
guys that
women
hang out with us.
for like getting into. I feel like men, it's not taboo, but like I personally feel like when I talk to men about books, they're like, "Ew, why would I do that?" And
Yeah.
so when I saw your profile and everything, I'm like, you're not fake about it. You're like
Yeah.
reading these books, and you're really in it, and you really care about it, and you're doing the events then
Yeah.
out of joy and love, not out of like compensation or like what you're gonna get out of it and clout. So that side of it, what is like, is there an
Yeah.
encouragement or meaning it has for you?
My biggest thing is for people out there, if they read this, is like, don't do it for clout. Like, it's not, number one, you're not going to enjoy it for very long, because you do have to sit down and read the books and like enjoy them. And why would you want to do that when people are reading them to actually enjoy them and love them? And then you're going to try to like fake connect with them so that you can have followers? That's weird to me. I don't like that. So what was the question?
I don't know. It was more about what was my question?
What's my
even?
advice?
Yeah, maybe advice and like to men, maybe
Yeah.
not wanting to get into the space or.
If you are interested in reading fantasy books, there's tons of books that aren't romance that a lot of men like to read, and there's a whole community of men out there, like Brandon Sanderson's followers, that all love that kind of book, and there's a little bit of romance, but not a lot of it of romance. So there's something out there for everybody. So you just got to do a little research and take a look around and find something that piques your interest,
Yeah.
sparks your fire. And if reading's not for you, try an audiobook,
That's great advice.
Okay.
I'm like, just do it.
Yeah.
Mikey, just do it.
Just give it a shot. And if you don't want to, don't do it.
Yeah. If you don't want to, then don't just do it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But thank you, Andrew, for sitting down and talking with us
Absolutely.
and
Thank you for having
being
me.
featured in this. We really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so
And
much.
hope that you have a great rest of your weekend and safe travels.
Yeah, we got one more panel and then
Yes.
the weekend's done.
Almost
I'm
done.
kind of sad, but also kind of excited to sleep.
To sleep. I have not been getting sleep.
Yeah.
I think I slept less than 3 hours last night.
That's insane. You need to go take a nap.
I do need to take a nap. Allison was napping on the table.
I was just napping in there on those
Yeah,
chairs.
I know. I woke you up to do this
That's
interview.
okay. It's a soft nap.
It's worth it.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was fun.